Hello guys, welcome to my channel, and in this video I explain you article number 2.14.2 capacitor in parallel. In my previous videos I explained you capacitor in series. We see when we connect one end of the capacitor together and other end is free or connected to a battery, that is the series combination. But in parallel combination what we'll do, we connect the both end of the capacitor together. Okay, you see from the figure I connect this end of the capacitor and this end of the capacitor, and similarly this end are connected and this will connect to the battery. Okay, this is a parallel combination. So we'll derive at this the equivalent capacitance of parallel combination of capacitor. So let's start. Figure 2.2a shows two capacitors arranged in parallel. In this case, the same potential difference applied across both the capacitor. Okay, so you see here the potential difference will be same across both the capacitor. How this will happen? Suppose we have a battery here. Okay, suppose the battery has 8 volt, it of 8 volt. So I can assume that it has 8 volts. It will provide 8 volt potential at this terminal and 0 volt potential at this terminal. Okay, similarly for this point it will be 8 volt for here and 0 volt for here. So you see the potential differences both same. Potential difference is same for both the capacitor. Another way of looking at it, suppose I have to move a charge. What is potential difference? It is the work done in moving a unit positive charge or the energy in a unit positive charge. Okay, so when I connect a battery, what will happen? Suppose this is 8 volt. So what does that mean? That means the potential difference between these 2 points is 8 volt. That is, in moving a charge, unit positive charge across this whole circuit, 8 joule work will be done. Okay, so I can do work only in this path or either from this path. Okay, so the work done in both the either of the path is same for a unit positive charge. So I can say the potential difference for two paths is 8 volt. Okay, so this is another way of explaining to understand. Okay, I hope I am able to make you understand how this voltage is same in both the capacitor. Okay, we'll explain it and we'll understand it furthermore when we'll come to chapter number 3. Okay, now so the voltage is same now, but the charges the same? Let's see. But the plate charges plus minus q on capacitor 1 and the plate charges plus minus q2 on the plate are not necessarily the same. But the charges are not same because you see now when I connect the battery, the charges or the current will flow. Okay, and the current will be distributed. Okay, suppose suppose there are 100 charges. Okay, and 70 goes in this capacitor, 30 goes in this direction. Obviously, because the charges has been distributed, then there will be the charges will be different on the both the capacitor. Okay, so this is how the charges are different. Okay, it not necessarily equal. Okay, it will depend on the capacitance value, how much charge it will have. Okay, now so you see from the basic definition of capacitor, q is c upon c is equal to q by v. So q is equal to what? Q c into v. So q is equal to c into v. So the for the charge on the first plate, this will be q1 is equal to c1 times v, because potential is same in both capacitor but capacitance different. For the second plate, second capacitor, charge on second capacitor will be q2 is equal to c2 times v, and the equivalent capacitor is, okay, now the charges on both the plates is, both the capacitor is q. So this will be the combination of q1 plus q2 because of law of conservation of charge. Okay, so I can say that if we have a equivalent capacitor, that will have a charge of q. Okay, so now I will just put the formula value of q1 from here. So this will be what? C1v for q1. Okay, and C2v for q2v. And for the equivalent capacitor I can write charge is equal to, it will have q total charge q, so it will have c into v. Okay, because it will have this c equivalent capacitance and it will have same voltage. Okay, so now you can see from this I can cancel out v because v is same, so I'll get c is equal to c1 plus c2. So what I get that when we combine capacitor in parallel, the effective capacitance is the sum of the capacitor. Okay, and one more thing, so the effective capacitance will be more. Suppose I combine 2 and 3 farad or microfarad capacitor, then it will be 5. You see, it is more than the individual capacitor. Okay, so when we need to get higher capacitance from individual capacitors, then we combine them in parallel. Okay, the general formula for effective capacitor C for parallel combination for n capacitor is follow similarly. Okay, for n capacitor we can prove that will be C1 plus C2 up to Cn. Okay, so this is a very easy thing. I hope I was able to make you understand this. Okay, so like this video if you understand this, and share this with your friend who want to read NCERT and understand NCERT. Okay, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon. Okay, any suggestion you want to give, you can give in the comment section. And there are some viewers who want me to make videos on a regular basis on English too. I hardly get time because I have a lot of work now to do, but like today I got time on Sunday, so I make the video. So whenever I get time I will make the videos, and I have to make the Hindi videos also because there are so many requests for Hindi videos and the remaining chapters. Okay, so whenever I get time I will make video. There is no fixed time I can follow, fixed routine I can follow because of my hectic schedule. Okay, so I hope you all understand that. Thanks for watching.